ready to head out. Those doors are shut, so please stay seated for me at all times. All right, well, let's head on out.
You ready, Rhino?
Let's go. See you in 2 weeks, Everett. All right. Well, now, guys, Jumbo means hello in Swahili, so Jumbo, everybody. Jumbo. My name's Rosalind. I'm going to be your driver for the next 2 weeks for your safari through Harambe Reserve. And please do stay seated. It really does get very bumpy out here. And hold on tight to any cameras or anything that you're using, because if anything was to fall off the side of the truck, I'm not allowed to stop to pick them up. Well, we've got clearance to head right on in, so I'm just going to let the wardens know we're coming. And patrol, this is Simba 1. Over.
Simba 1. This is
John Wilson, we're heading into the reserve at Little Ituri Forest. Hey, look up here on the left, guys. Right up here.
I'm Jambu, Simba 1. Keep your eyes open and drive carefully. You should see lots of animals.
Roger that. Now, those beautiful orange animals on the left are bongo, otherwise known as the ghost of the forest, because they're so rarely seen. Now, they have horns that slope backwards. Male and female have those. That slope lets them run through the forest without getting those horns caught up in the tree branches. And on the right-hand side, there's a large animal with black and white striped legs. That's an okapi. Now, those legs might make you think the okapi is related to the zebra, but actually he's a distant and only known relative of the giraffe. Same basic body shape, same powerful tongue. Right up on our left, you'll see a large white bird with a long yellow beak. Now, he's sitting down, got his long legs bent underneath him. He's a yellow-billed stork, and they will pretty much eat anything with a heart: fish, frogs, snakes, insects, even other small birds. Oh my gosh, look across the water over there on the left. There is a black rhino over there. Oh, now we are lucky to see him, because they are few and far between. In fact, there's less than 4,200 of them left in the whole of Africa, because they're being killed for their horns. And just take a quick look up on the right there. Look at that beautiful big black and white bird. They are saddle-billed stork. Look at the size of the nest they've built there. Wow. Now, they are Africa's tallest stork. They can stand 5 feet tall with a wingspan of 8 to 9 feet. Now, these black rhino, isn't he beautiful? They weigh about 3,000 pounds, charge at 35 miles an hour, and have an inch-thick hide. So they really are pretty much protected against everything except for humans. And unfortunately, even in reserves, they're not completely safe from poachers. Actually, the reserve was established back in 1971 for the protection of local wildlife. And a lot of this wildlife has become used to seeing us and is now less afraid of humans. That's really good news for us, because it means we get to see them up close. But it does, unfortunately, also leave them as easy targets for poachers. So the 800 square miles of Harambe Reserve is constantly patrolled by those wardens, both in the air and on land. It looks like some more yellow-billed stork up there on the left. And we're going to head down to the Safi River, where hopefully we'll spot some Nile hippo. Now, do have your cameras ready for action at all times, folks, while you're holding on tight to them, because the reserve doesn't even let me stop you guys to take pictures, so get that good picture just as soon as you see it. Now, you might think that a hippopotamus would be easy to see, they're so big, but actually they spend many hours of the day underneath the water trying to keep their huge bodies cool. In fact, they can spend 5 to 8 minutes completely submerged without even coming up for breath. There's a couple right down there. They are under the water. We'll head upriver, see if we can see any more. They come out onto the bank at night to feed. They'll eat between 100 to 150 pounds of food each, mostly grass. Now, that sounds like a lot, but they got a lot of ground to make up. Hippo calf, when it's born, weighs around 85 pounds. Fully grown, they can tip the scales at around 5,000 pounds. Looks like we're going to see more the other side of this island. Now, on the island, the large dark birds you'll see on those upper branches this side are white-breasted cormorant, fantastic swimmers and divers. And the large gray and white birds on the island there are pink-backed pelicans. They live in colonies and work together to herd fish into shallow water for easy feeding. There's a baby on the nest in there. Oh, actually, there's 2. See, right in the middle there are 2 babies on those 2 nests. Oh, aren't they cute? That is too adorable. Yeah, we get a great view of those hippos. Now, when you see a hippo moving through the water, they're not usually swimming. They are actually very poor swimmers. They're usually walking along the river bottom, or they're kicking off from the bottom and just gliding through the water. Now, as we head across this rickety old bridge, please do stay seated, folks, because I tell you what, some of the bridges in this area really can get a little, oh my gosh, look down here on the left. Ooh, wow, yeah, please stay in your seats, because there's a whole bunch of Nile crocodile down there. Wow, now Nile crocodile are larger and much more aggressive than American alligators. They grow to about 20 feet in length and have bone-crushing power in those jaws. And if you see any laying with their mouths open, that's how they regulate their body temperature. They let out their excess has body heat through those open mouths. They don't sweat. I don't know about you, but I'm glad we're up there safely. That was a lot of crocs down there, huh?
Simba 1, come in.
Hey, this is Simba 1. Over.
Just wanted to let you know that my ground patrol has seen a lot of elephant activity near the red clay pit. You definitely want to check out that area.
Well, hey, thanks for the tip, Wilson. We'll head that way shortly. Well, we're going to head out into the savannah now, which is a completely different ecosystem from the forest with different animals. And speaking of different, check out that big old upside-down looking tree. It's a baobab tree. It survives long periods of drought by storing water in its great big sponge-like trunk and by staying leafless for about 9 months out of every year. And it can live from 1 to 2,000 years old. Well, now this is always my very favorite site in the whole of the reserve. This is the Serengeti Grasslands. It stretches for hundreds of miles across East Africa. It's a superhighway for millions of migrating animals each year, and it's also home to some of the more famous ones like lions and elephants. It is the wild Africa we're all working really hard to conserve. Now, actually, the landscape of the savannah is created by the animals that live here. The elephants are the bulldozers. They'll push down the trees to eat, letting the grasses spread. The giraffe are the pruning shears. They'll eat the undersides of the trees, letting in more light. Antelope, cattle, zebra, they're all the mowers. They mow down the grasses, encouraging new shoots to grow, and that leaves the edges for the little nibblers like gazelles and warthogs. So in this balanced natural system, there's enough food for everyone here. Oh my gosh, look at those horns over there. Right in front of us on the right, they'll actually be on our left as we turn around this corner. They are on the Ankoli cattle. Those horns grow 5 to 6 feet in length. Now they're also known as Watusi cattle. That's for the Watusi tribe that first domesticated them. They are some amazing horns, aren't they? Now the cone-shaped mounds either side of us here are termite mounds. Termites make these from dirt mixed with their saliva. Then the sun bakes them as hard as concrete, and elephants like to use them as scratching posts. Now when they wear them down, like the one on the right over there, then antelope will use those as lookout mounts. They stand on them to watch out for lions in long grass. Oh, look on the right. Right here, there's an animal laying there with long horns. That is a water buck. Now, true to their name, they do spend their days laying alone on the grasslands. They like to stay fairly near to the water, and actually they have a secretion in their coat that waterproofs them. They're not aquatic animals. They don't live in the water, but they do like to stay nearby the water. Oh, and right in front of us, there are some very large pale brown animals laying down up by the rock and the bush up there. They are Pattersons of land. You can just make out their horns. Their horns are beautiful, long, spiral horns. Male can stand 6 feet tall just to his shoulders without his head and those horns. They are Africa's largest antelope. The smaller ones there right in front of him, also pale brown, they are impala, and they are incredible jumpers. They can leap for lengths of about 30 feet in one bound. That would be like the whole length of this truck in one jump. Oh my gosh, look right here on the left, right in the bush there. They are white-bearded wildebeest, or gnu is their other name, spelled G-N-U. They migrate at the rate of about 1.5 million across Africa each year. Wildebeest is an Afrikaans word, means wild cattle, and they get their other name gnu because that sounds like the grunting noise they make. Now you see the impala up there, but right behind them, a little smaller with white legs and black racing stripe on the side, they are Thompson's gazelles, and they're known to the locals as Tommies. They look like cute little babies, but actually they are fully grown adults. They only weigh around 60 pounds at most. They, though, are really good runners. They can run at speeds up to about 50 miles an hour on those little legs. You see a giraffe? Oh my gosh, yes indeed. Looks like a baby one this end. Yeah, that's a very large male right at the back there, a baby at the front, and the female in the middle there. Now they are reticulated giraffe. No two have the same pattern, they're all different. Like our fingerprints are unique to each of us. The little ones will stand about 5 to 6 feet tall when they're first born. The males, like that really big one at the back, they can grow to be 18 to 20 feet tall. They're amazing, aren't they? Beautiful animals. Hey Wilson, we're heading past Monkey Point.
Keep your eyes open for me. We picked up a baby elephant that was wandering off on its own.
Oh no.
We can't find the mother.
Oh my goodness.
Just maybe in the reserve.
Hey Wilson. Wilson will keep our eyes open, let you know if we see anything for sure. So we gotta help Wilson out, guys. Keep your eyes open for those poachers. Sounds like they're messing with the elephants. And speaking of elephants, right there on the right, there is an elephant. Oh my gosh, there's a tiny baby over there. Oh, how cute is that? Oh my gosh, and on the left, there is the dominant male of the mandrill monkeys colony. Look at him. He is a beauty.